Ask your doctor if greens are right for you. For those who haven't yet noticed, the Greens are more about other these days than saving people and planet. The New Zealand Green Party are the biggest political party polluters in the House, and globally, as they fly around the world in gas-guzzling polluting jets to COP29 to preach their climate change venom, whilst hypocritically also gorging into heaps of farmed red meat transformed into delicious, yummy burgers and hot dogs. The hypocritical Green Party just love their climate-polluting jets, red meat and dairy. The Greenies never mention about China or Russia or India or the USA or any of the many other relatively big-time polluting countries in the world. Not a peep. No, sir. Just bad New Zealand who cannot do a thing about changing the world's climate, nothing whatsoever. New Zealand only contributes about 0.17% of the world's wealth-transferring so-called carbon pollution. It's quite correct, the effects of global warming cannot be denied, but the Greens never mention that if we went carbon negative tomorrow, the effect on the world would be so small as to be impossible to measure. Some professor academics reckon New Zealand should lead the way and show these big-time polluters how it's done, how to fix climate change. Maybe if we all behave well, the criminals will follow suit perhaps. Such examples have never worked in human history. Governments make laws, yet the jails are getting bigger and fuller. New Zealand may make laws to force people to pollute less, but the big-time global polluters will continue polluting to their heart's content. The clouds will still carry on getting bigger and darker, so the Green Party now looks for other ways to scam you. But before any professor academic jumps up and suggests that New Zealand pollution is bad on a per capita basis, forget it. Per capita pollution is a worthless statistic. On such a measure, the Falkland Islands or the odd remote Pacific island would become the worst polluters in the world. Per capita pollution is a meaningless, rubbish comparative statistic. Forget it. The Greenies also know all about these statistics, so that's why their other scams take more and more precedence nowadays. Let's dive deeper into the New Zealand Greenies' dark world. The New Zealand Green Party scam movement would without any doubt create a race-based divisive society that would destroy the economy. The effect on New Zealand would be disastrous, to the point that the only way they can achieve their stated goals is by driving us all back to the Stone Age. Tribal communism at its very worst. Take a look at the Green Party MPs sitting in Parliament and you'll soon realise that they are nothing more than just a bunch of child-grooming sexual perverts who took advantage of the global far-left DEI woke movement. They're solely in it for themselves and their $250,000 a year salary package, laughing all the way to the bank, laughing at the idiots who fell for the scams and voted them into Parliament in the first place. The sooner people realise that the Green Party are nothing more than con job scam artists, the better your life will become. Recall the chants blabbered out by the Green Party leader Chloe Swarbrick's mouth? From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Swarbrick continues to accuse Israel of genocide against the Palestinians, yet deliberately and hypocritically chooses to ignore the genocide of the Moriori by the very MP's Maori ancestors who she works and socialises with. The Green Party's latest garbage. They say in their recently released emissions reduction plan, if the Greens have much greater state control of the economy, they would be able to drive emissions reduction and workers to transition away from fossil fuel dependent industries more quickly and redistribute economic resources, aka a wealth tax, more evenly across society. And, wait for this, their plan would include more state control of the economy, a much higher carbon tax, less farming and oil production, and a job creation program similar to the 1930s. In essence, the Green Party have published what looks like a Maoist manifesto to wreck the economy and pass control of almost everything into the government. I would call the New Zealand Green Party completely deluded. Putting Chloe Swarbrick in charge of the economy would be like letting your 10-year-old choose the household groceries. Think sugar, think junk food. So what's left? Shoplifting, woke, DEI, rainbow, transgender benders, child grooming and indoctrination, men in women's private spaces and sports, queers for Palestine, queers for climate change, we're here, we're queer, we're coming for your children, Mpox generators for males, exploitation of immigrant workers, protect the rights of gangs, criminals and sex offenders, and on and on. In summary, if you love being scammed and want your children's genitals mutilated behind your back, plus a fancy few sexually transmitted diseases and men pretending to be women harassing genuine females, then perhaps the New Zealand Green Party is right for you. As always, please discuss this important choice with your medical professional and ask your doctor if Greens are right for you. Thank you for listening. WhangāreiTim.